Welcome back to the Root Studio. Today we're taking you behind the scenes of one of the most visually stunning and action-packed epics of the year 2024, Gladiator II. From high-octane battles to breathtaking visual effects, this film is a masterclass in modern filmmaking. But what you saw on screen is only half the story. In this video, I'll reveal how the filmmakers brought ancient Rome to life, the creative techniques used in those intense fight sequences, and the surprising tricks that made fantasy feel like reality. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to experience Gladiator II like you've never seen it before. So, let's start with this behind-the-scenes moment where a wrist head gets stuck by an arrow and collapses into the water during the battle between Lucius and the Roman forces. In the same scene, Lucius also falls, and underwater he experiences a surreal vision. Two mysterious figures carrying a wrist head away on a boat. But what you see on screen is far from what was captured in real life. This entire sequence was filmed in a studio, using blue screens for the background. The surrounding ocean, sky, and environment were later brought to life using computer CGI. To create the illusion of a boat sailing on the open sea, the filmmakers use a specially designed slider rig, giving the boat a natural swaying motion, as if it were actually floating on water. The result? A dreamlike, emotionally charged moment that feels as real as the ocean itself. Now, let's dive into one of the film's most thrilling moments. This behind-the-scene captures the epic fight between Lucius and his allies against a massive rhinoceros. To bring the sequence to life, director Ridley Scott brilliantly combined practical effects with cutting-edge CGI. Director Ridley Scott insisted on a sense of realism, so on set, the crew built a full-scale rhinoceros model mounted on wheels, allowing it to move and react like a real animal. While only the front half of the rhinoceros was physically built, the rest was seamlessly extended using CGI. To make it even more authentic, stunt performers were placed on top of the dummy rhino during filming, allowing their real movements to be recorded and then enhanced through VFX. AI and computer graphics were used to craft every wrinkle, every texture, and even the subtle muscle movements of the rhino's body. The camera work was choreographed like a live concert, dynamic, immersive, and cinematic. In certain wide shots, the rhino you see is entirely CGI. It's this brilliant fusion of real and digital that makes the scene feel breathtakingly real. In the beginning of the movie, we see the Roman army's first naval assault on Numidia. While it appears as if hundreds of ships are sailing across the sea, the truth is far more surprising. This entire sequence was actually shot in the desert. Using large-scale ship models built on hydraulic platforms, the production team created the illusion of motion. These platforms could rotate 360 degrees, making the ships rock and sway just like they would on water. Around the ships, large blue screens were placed, later replaced digitally with crashing waves, stormy skies, and sweeping backdrops. Real actors filled the decks, adding authenticity to the action. VFX studios like ILM stepped in during the post-production to add digital ships, realistic water effects, and massive background crowds, creating a scene that's grand, cinematic, and totally immersive. The seamless combination of practical builds and advanced CGI transported us straight into an ancient naval battlefield. This emotional sequence shows the tragic moment where Arishat, Lucius' wife, is fatally struck by an arrow and falls into the water. Later, Lucius finds her lifeless body floating on water, which is a heart-wrenching moment in the movie. To capture the authenticity of water movement and lighting, this scene wasn't filmed on a set. It was shot in a real pond. As you can see in the behind-the-scenes footage, the natural ripples and reflections added a level of emotional realism that CGI alone couldn't replicate. Now, let's explore the making of a massive and majestic Rome kingdom. In the film, Rome looks vast, detailed, and alive with people. But in reality, much of it was a blend of practical sets and computer CGI and 3D models. The production team constructed real portions of Roman architecture with meticulous attention to detail. From columns to alleys, every corner was designed to reflect ancient Rome. For wide shots showing the city's sprawling population, CGI was used to create a massive overview of Rome. And for those scenes where we see massive population of Rome, CGI replaced most of the people. However, in close-up shots, real actors were performed. Several parts of the kingdom were enhanced or entirely created using CGI, blending seamlessly with practical sets. The grand arenas where gladiator games and battles took place were populated with thousands of CGI spectators. The few actors actually seated were carefully duplicated to fill every corner of the arena. This blend of craftsmanship and technology brought ancient Rome back to life in a way that felt epic, immersive, and completely believable. Now we head to the jaw-dropping Colosseum water battle, a boat fight staged in a flooded arena. Originally, the plan was to film the sequence in a massive water tank in Malta, but due to some issues, the team switched gears and shot it on dry land. During rehearsals, the boats were mounted on hydraulic rigs in the desert, allowing full rotational movement. These rigs were originally developed for rotating oil rigs and wind turbines, giving the boats authentic, unpredictable motion. Then came the magic. Water effects, sharks, and even some parts of the Colosseum itself were added digitally in post-production. The final shots blended footage from separate top and bottom halves, combining shimmering CGI water with grand Roman architecture to create a scene that's both visually rich and action-packed. In this segment, we're treated to an inside look at how the world of ancient Rome was built, one by one layer at a time. The filmmakers combined practical sets, digital enhancements, and rich CGI textures to form a believable lived-in Roman Empire. From towering statues to cobblestone streets, every element was either digitally sculpted to match the tone of the film. This hybrid filmmaking approach gave the world a depth that felt authentic yet cinematic. Here, we see a touching flashback scene where Lucius's mother walks with young Lucius through in Roman. The scene was shot on a limited set, framed by partially built structures. But in post-production, these surroundings were digitally extended to match the architecture and feel of ancient Rome. The enhanced version blended seamlessly, pulling us into a scene full of emotion and historical texture. This behind-the-scenes footage shows the final confrontation between Lucius and Macrinus, a horseback duel packed with intensity. While the battle looks dangerous, the actual performance of Macrinus was carefully choreographed by stuntmen. One of the most amazing transformations here was Macrinus himself. A stunt performer filmed the action, and in post-production, his appearance was digitally altered to become the character we see on screen. The surrounding soldiers on horseback? Many of them did not exist during filming. They were added later using crowd replication techniques. And finally, we witnessed the making of those terrifying monkey creatures, some of the film's most unforgettable moments, where Lucius fights with terrifying monkeys in arena. But how were these sequences filmed? These BTS moments shows the creation of the terrifying monkey-like creatures. The body of these beasts were first designed using computer CGI. These creatures were entirely created using CGI, but their movements were performed by real actors wearing black suits. These performers brought the creatures to life with physicality and realism, especially during the intense close-up shots. And it gives a better interaction with these creatures. In post-production, their bodies were replaced with detailed digital models, down to every muscle twitch and facial expression. This creation of CGI made the monsters feel more visceral and terrifying. In one of the film's most brutal moments, Lucius jams an iron chain into the mouth of the monkey creatures. For this, the team used a lifelike dummy body of a monkey creature, operated by a crew member in a blue suit. This allowed the actor to physically interact with a tangible object, making the scene more intense and believable. The final result? A spine-chilling shot that felt terrifyingly real. And that wraps up our exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Gladiator II, a film where centuries-old battles were recreated with a blend of cutting-edge technology, masterful set design, and some seriously dedicated performers. By the way, what do you think about this movie? Let us know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive content on your favorite movies and series. Till then, take care and bye. See you in the next video soon!